Hey there everybody, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery throwing together another quick video of a number of different knives that we've anodized. We're definitely back in the game, kicking it up, trying to get as many cool looking anodized knives out there as we can. So I'm going to go ahead and run through a large batch of zero tolerance as well as one really cool looking Reate Torrent that turned out pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and hit these one at a time and we'll kind of run with it from there. Let's see, I'll get some of these out of the way. So we did something a little bit different on some of these new 06 09s. So let's go ahead and start off with those. I've got a few too many out here. Everything in the way. So as you can see, you have got one crazy bright version of a 690 here. I went ahead and spent quite a bit of time working on these. The standard 690 comes in straight bronze. What we've done is some serious buffing to give it a really nice high shine. The quality of the titanium that's going in these is really nice. The 0609 buffs out beautifully. So something about the way they're handling this one is really nice. A lot of the ZTs don't buff out as nicely as this one does, but the shine that came out on these are crazy. So really happy with the look of these. So this is started out as a bronze and we just buffed it, gave it a real nice high shine. Really turned out very, very nice. Very happy with these. Already sold one before I even got the video up and running. But yeah, these are really sharp little knives. This one's nicely centered. Now I haven't taken these pivots apart. Zero Tolerance hasn't sent out that tool yet. I've got them on back order, just waiting for them to release them because I'm real excited about anodizing a lot of these. These are a very nice knife. Nice mid-size medium knife, fits the hand nicely, does not have a spot for a lanyard, but slim line, good for in your pocket. Really fits nicely in your pocket. So very happy with these. So I've been trying to anodize some even with the pivots, so we got some fades going. Now this one is a light blue that's got some silver running through it. As you can see, there's silver running through the light blue. We get into the dark blue bronze up at the end. And again, you can see that it does have silver running through it, as well as that really sharp looking blue. These things just look so much nicer when you buff them out. Really happy with these. This one is off to the side a little bit, not enough that it's rubbing or anything. Lockup's nice and early, about 20%. So this one's pretty neat. Does have the silver running through the blue. Pretty cool looking little deal. And this is probably my favorite out of the mix. We got the bronze to purple to blue. This one does not have any of the silver running in it. So really turned out nice. Got a couple fingerprint spots. That's just a fingerprint spot right there. Better be just a fingerprint spot. Yeah, just a fingerprint spot. You can see how it rubbed out. So that's cool. This one I am totally excited about. I really like the look of this one. The fade's nice on it and up into the bronze. And just that high buff just really sets it off. I can't wait to get the tool to get these things going. Lockup's about 20, and this one's really nicely centered. So, very cool little knives. A lot of promise in these. Just want that tool really bad. So we're going to jump from there to a customer request. So this one is already purchased. This is a nice green. It's got a slight bit of marble effect. Nice blue pocket clip. And yes, he is a lefty. So we did that one up special just for him. Left hand configuration. The other side looks nice and good. Buffed it out. Gave it that green effect. You can see some of the marbling right through here. But really sharp looking green. I like this. It's not the super light green. It's the darker green. Does not fingerprint up badly. As you can see, it's pretty warm in here. So it fingerprints and then just wipes away. Got that blue backspacer. Blue and green lanyard. And typical with these, nice early lockup, about 10%. And once you get used to that whole bring it out and then flip it, you're good to go. Very cool looking knife. Very pleased with that one. And hopefully the customer will be very pleased with that as well. So there's a good shot of that one. Next up we've got a ZT0920. It's in a matte green with a gold drizzle. It's kind of a subdued matte green finish with the gold drizzle to match that pocket clip. There is a tiny bit of shade right here, but as you can see it's not really much at all. So a tiny bit of shade in that background. Really turned out good looking. The golds match nicely from the pocket clip to the drizzle. I buffed it out, did the drizzle, so you got that nice shine in that drizzle, then acid etched it, and then anodized it to give you that matte green along with the bright drizzle. Lockup's real nice. Centering is pretty good. Just a slight bit to this side, but that's typical with that pivot that doesn't have the head on that side. So very cool looking knife. I had actually done this up as a customer request along with a 0801, but at the last minute the customer pulled out. So his loss is your gain. Go ahead and jump right into that 801 since I did them in a batch there. We've got a green into teal into blue. Really turned out sharp too. So you got a green with a slight tealish, actually it's more of a blue into green and different fades of green with that nice natural drizzle. And I did buff out the pivots, the screws, the pocket clip. I'm going to have to go back and do just a slight bit more buffing on that pocket clip. You can see that little bit of shade right there. So that will be taken care of by the time it's purchased. That is just a fingerprint. This one's a nice one. Does not show fingerprints much at all. Pretty nicely centered. Tiny bit over to this side, but kind of typical with these. And again, standard 801, man. Flips like a champ. These are really nice knives. You can't go wrong with the 801 design. I was really glad when they added the extra milling. You can see the lockup there. Really cool looking knife. So at the same time that I did that 801, I got a little bit more crazy with it. We jumped into a green to blue to purple. Now you can see there is a different spot of blue here and a different spot of purple there. That is just kind of part of the pattern at this point. We went ahead and bronzed the drizzle, and then you can see as we get up close here, we did a nice bronze stone wash on it as well. Really cool looking knife. Get those fingerprints off there. Really happy with the way that one turned out. Of course, you get your lanyard with that. Flips up nicely. Centering is pretty good there too. Lock up is nice and early, so we're looking good there. So that, I think, is it for the 801s today. We have just got all kinds of stuff here on the table though. Let's see, let's go ahead and jump into a Sinkovich 460. This is a purple that has some crazy blue hues in it. Really sharp looking knife. Real happy with the way that turned out. I thought the customer wanted purple with the blue hue, so I hit it that way. Turns out he was just looking for purple, so I will have to come back and do a different one just in the solid purple, because this purple with blue hue, the video and the pictures do not quite do it justice. Really a sharp looking color combo. Centered up nicely. Purple blue lanyard. This one's got a nice crisp detint, nice early lockup. You're at probably about 5–10%. Good crisp detint. I've seen a couple of these with a little bit on the weak side detint. This one is the CPM 20CV, so it is the newer steel. Just a really cool looking knife. You got that blue backspacer, blue pocket clip, blue on that side of the pivot. Everything else is silver. So, really sharp looking knife. I'm sure that one will go fairly quickly. Go ahead and jump into, let's stay with the Sinkovich line here. This one is one crazy high voltage blue. Just a beautiful blue. I love that high voltage. Really good looking. Carbon fiber on these is beautiful. The red with the black weave. Centered up pretty nicely. It's hard to see with the dark side over there. It is a little bit to that side, but not much. Again, not rubbing. Pretty standard when you don't have the head on this side of the handle. It's hard because when you tighten this side, it pulls the blade over that way. When you're tightening everything from one side, it's harder to get it centered up, but not a problem. This thing isn't rubbing. Slight bit off center, but as you can see, operates beautifully. And that blue is just smoking. Really happy with the blue on this one. Pocket clip to match. Looks really nice. Very cool looking knife. So we're going to go from the super bright to a little bit more subdued color. I forgot to clean this one up before I started. So we are going with a bronze background, deep bronze background with a greenish blue drizzle and then a bronze stone wash to kind of subdue that drizzle a little bit. The drizzle was crazy bright, so I went ahead and hit it with a stone wash just to knock it down a little bit, because I know that my customers like that subdued look, don't want too much color. So the drizzle turned out really nice on that. Again, I love these 462s. So much nicer than the 460 just because of the size. I love the look of the 460. That's the big brother, and that sucker fits in your hand perfectly. Titanium pocket clip. Centered up pretty decently. Again, slight bit to the carbon fiber side, but not something that messes with the operation of the knife. Lockup's nice and early. Just a cool looking knife. Got that aluminum black backspacer. Very cool deal. I like these. Let's see. From there, we will jump into just a boatload of 393s. The Hinder design. This is a green to blue to purple fade. Really sharp looking. This one, it was left with the bead blast, so you got a little bit more muted color with that bead blast, but everything is nice and symmetrical on it from side to side. Looks great. Centering is nice on that, right down the center. And there's the nice little flip with that two-tone hinderer blade. Really like this one. This is a cool model. So, really nice little knife. That was one fade. This one has already been sold. I did this one up for a customer as well. This is a polished out green. It's got a slight bit of marbling to it. Really gives it a little extra character, but you only see it in certain light. This one turned out a really nice green. Very happy with the green on this one. That buffing just gives it a little bit of extra pop. As you can see, the color looks great. Green with that black is just beautiful. Centering is pretty much right on the money. Might be a hair to this side, but not much. Definitely all within factory specs, that's for sure. A lot of them come to the slide a little bit. Lockup is nice and early. Very happy with that one. Hope that customer is very happy with that one as well. Fingerprints wipe right off of it. Good looking knife. That high voltage green, you just can't lose with that one. Here's a buffed out green to purple fade. So we got that green in here. Hair of blue right into the purple. Really cool effect. Centering's pretty darn good on that one. Lockup is nice and early again. Just a sharp looking knife. Very, very happy with this design. I have another buffed out one with a green to blue fade with a high buff on it as well, giving it a nice, a little bit shinier appearance. Into the blue and the green. Centering is pretty darn good there as well. Lock up, nice and early, probably right about 5%, so a nice early lockup. You get a lot of good wear out of that. That jimping there, man, that just fits in the hand nicely. So we're going to go from there to the little bit more subdued look. We have got a high voltage purple with green drizzle through it. Pretty cool looking effect. I liked this one. Very happy with the way that turned out. That purple and green just complements each other so nicely with that black onlay or overlay. It's just a really cool looking knife. So that one again is pretty nicely centered. Flips out really nicely. The detents aren't too strong on these. I hate when we get a detent that rips up your finger. These are not those detents. So very cool looking knife. Happy with that one. And then let's go for an even more subdued look. Got a nice bronze background. Man, look at that. It just blends right in with my brown background there. I got that bronze background with the blue drizzle. Pops nicely. Really cool looking effect on that one too. Very happy. I didn't know what I was going to think of these drizzles when I first started doing them. With that overlay, I thought you were going to lose it. But I tell you what, it gives you that extra little bit of pop, especially with that bronze and that brighter blue. That is a cool looking effect. So another nice early lockup and centered in there nicely. Again, the best way to look is always the tip in the center. You can look up here, but it throws you off sometimes. Best way to tell is the tip in the center. And yeah, that's centered pretty nicely. Okay, so we are going to go with the oddball of the group last. I'm pretty sure this is the last one I had to look at today. This one really turned out spectacular. Was not sure what I was going to think of it, but everybody that's handled this one in person has just been like, whoa, that thing is rocking. So you got a real nice gold background. You've got a blue-purple drizzle with the blue hardware. And we went with a nice purple-blue fade on the back spacer, as well as the pocket clip to add to the effect of the drizzle on this thing. It just turned out awesome. Buffed it out, got rid of that bead blast. The Reates just buff out so beautiful. The color, the quality of the titanium they're using seems to buff so much nicer than a lot of the other companies out there. But this one just turned out total stunner. Like I said, I wasn't sure. I actually started out with a bronze background on this, and I wasn't real happy with it, so I went a little further and hit that yellow. And man, this thing looks awesome. And yeah, you heard that nice chink as we lock in. Just a whole nother level of quality there. Beautiful knife, Todd bag style pocket clip, full titanium hardware. This has got that stone wash with the satin in the grind and the stone wash on the flat. Cool little harpoon blade. Lockup is nice and early, and centering is right on the money. So this one I don't expect to last very long. If it makes it to the weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend, that's going to be what, August 25th and 26th. We completed our move out here to the Fort Worth area, and we will be doing the first big Fort Worth gun show. Figured I'd give a gun show a try. Walked it. They had a couple knife dealers there. Nothing totally outstanding or anything. Figured we'd go ahead and throw our hat in the game, see what happens with the gun show, as well as starting to look at the knife shows and that type of thing in the area. So, well, thank you very much for tuning in. We are very happy to be up and running again, trying to get as many customized ZTs and Reates and just anything I can get a hold of that will turn out nice to give you that custom feel on your factory and mid-tech knives. We're going to do what we can to make them different for you, give them a little extra flair, and go with it from there. So thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you on the next video.